Gold and silver, two metals which recently have been rallying parabolically. Yet, with Academy traders, we were still able to capitalize on both gold and silver starting back 2 years ago all the way until now. We actually did this by following a simple Academy trader checklist. Our checklist which tells us exactly what to do before we enter a trade, what to do when we enter a trade, and what to do after we enter a trade. Today, I will share with you the basics of trading gold and trading silver, how we were able to capture the entire move over the course of the past 2 years, so you can go ahead, apply some basics, and if you watch this video until the end, you will then know how to trade gold, how to trade silver, and how to make money. First of all, let's start with gold. And as you can see, two important things. First of all, we are starting here on the monthly time frame. This basically allows us to always look at the overall picture without getting caught up in any of the short-term day-to-day volatility. We as swing traders are trying to capitalize on major moves, and we're not trying to get rich quickly, and we're not trying to exit our trades in just 2 days. No, we are trying to capture major moves, just like the move which we saw starting all the way back in the end of 2022 until now, an incredible rally of 160%. Second of all, you can see that we're not using any indicators. At the bottom, you can see just the timeline, so nothing else. There are no fancy indicators, no RSI, no moving average, nothing. All we do is we look at price action, we look at market structure, and we apply common sense in order to then outperform markets. Now, looking here at gold. Starting at the monthly time frame, we have to identify structure. It's always good to see what gold did a couple of years ago. You can, for example, see that in the year of 2000, all the way until 2002, gold has over and over again actually been retesting a horizontal support. We had multiple retests indicating that we actually have to see a rally towards the upside. Now, after those retests, first structure identified, you can see that gold already rallied 600%. Literally a parabolic rally, and this is just a nature on gold which you have to see. A parabolic rally which has been lasting for 3,800 days. So a parabolic rally which has been lasting for more than 10 years. Learning number one on gold, if you want to say so, the trend is your friend until the end. And if we actually see a bull run on gold, you can see that a bull run always lasts a lot longer than most people think. The bull run, starting in the year of 2001, has been lasting for 10 years, and it would have been a shame if you actually exited after 3 years, after making some decent money, because you still would have missed out on a massive move of 300%. If you're in a profitable trade on gold, you have to stay in the trade for as long as possible. Now, then looking at recent price action. You can see, starting back in 2013, gold actually continuously created a so-called rounding bottom formation. Major neckline at this $1,400 psychological level, obviously has been acting as a horizontal resistance for quite a long period of time. After gold then actually managed to shift back into a bullish market, creating higher highs and higher lows, and creating this rounding bottom breakout exactly in mid-2019. It was super obvious that we're now going to see the next major bull run. Everything was pointing towards a massive move higher, and yes, keep in mind, gold has already been rallying for 1,200 days, but 1,200 days is not 10 years. We already saw a quite nice move towards the upside starting in 2016 until 2019. But if you know what gold is doing once we're in a bull run, you also know that gold, first of all, tends to overextend, and second of all, tends to rally a lot longer than you think. Therefore, it was super obvious that with this rounding bottom breakout, we just saw the beginning of the bull run and clearly not the end. Everything was pointing towards a major move higher. During this bull run, you can furthermore see that gold, yes, created a quite harsh correction of 21%. But you can also see that in 2008, gold from top to bottom created a correction of 30%, but still on the higher time frame was in a bullish market. We didn't have any reversal at all. It was just a healthy pullback after a parabolic rally before, and gold just continued with its bullish cycle. Also here, you can see, yes, we saw a correction of minus 20%, but during bull runs on gold, you don't have to get caught up in those short-term moves, and you have to look at the overall picture. In fact, this drop, which we witnessed in October of 2022, was rather a buying opportunity because it was too obvious to be true that gold will actually head higher. What happened during this drop was just a simple retest of previous resistance, which after the break towards the upside was turned support. So after this bullish break and retest and bullish confirmation, it was super obvious that gold will now simply create the next impulse leg higher. You could have bought even after gold already rallied for 2,400 days, and you still managed to catch a move of 150%. Last but not least, let me now zoom in a little bit. You can see that in 2024, gold actually managed to create a massive all-time high horizontal resistance breakout. You can see that for literally 4 years, gold always rejected this psychological $2,000 level. Eventually, in mid-2024, we then witnessed the breakout, so this was your last sign to really go long. According to all rules with Academy traders, this was a textbook breakout, and it was really just a matter of time until we see a rally. Gold still rallied more than 100%. This rally so far does not seem to be over, because you can see that on the higher time frame, and that's why we always look at the higher time frame, this rally is incredibly strong. There was no reversal whatsoever, and currently the sky is the limit. It's really a shame if you exit way too early, and you can see that this bull run has once again been lasting for 3,600 days, more than 10 years right now, and there is really no end in sight. Now, the rally on gold was obvious, but what about silver? Also right here, looking at the naked chart, because we're only looking at price action, we're only doing some simple technical analysis, and we're only looking at market structure. Looking at the naked chart, also here, no indicators, and we have to take a look at the overall picture. Also on silver, you can see that in the year of 2001, silver once again retested a major horizontal support before then finally creating a move towards the upside. Since gold and silver are somewhat correlated, also here, we witnessed a rally which has been lasting for approximately 10 years. But during this rally, silver also created a retracement of minus 60%, but was during this retracement really just retesting horizontal support. We saw bullish confirmation inside of this structure, clearly indicating that we will now see another move higher, and during this bull run, after we already witnessed a rally of 7 years, silver still rallied 400%. This was then followed by a major bear market, but also during this bear market, silver just created textbook market structure, a major horizontal support at this $13.75 level, clearly indicating buying pressure. Always when silver retested this structure, we saw a beautiful move towards the upside, and then in October of 2022, when gold was also creating the drop, we witnessed a massively bullish sign. All we literally witnessed on silver was a clear breakout and a retest of this range formation. You can see that for 5 years, more than 5 years, silver has been ranging between support and resistance, was over and over again accumulating. We saw the breakout, the retest of all the previous resistance, which after the break towards the upside was turned support, bullish confirmation inside of this structure, and then ultimately the move towards the upside. Yes, silver has already been rallying for approximately 2,500 days, and we already saw a rally of 40%. But as I mentioned, momentum is strong on metals, and if those metals actually create a massive rally towards the upside, like we saw in 2001 until 2011, momentum continues. Silver has been rallying for quite some time, but this was still not a sign to scale out. But in fact, after we saw bullish confirmation inside of this structure, it was super obvious that silver will now create another move higher. After this bullish break and retest, we witnessed another rally of 180% so far. And as we are speaking, you can see that silver is actually creating an all-time high breakout with a breakout above this horizontal resistance, a breakout above the psychological $50 level. And momentum is so strong that also on silver there is no end in sight. Now, even if you did not catch this bullish break and retest in 2022, you can see that we still had a resistance breakout. We still had a bullish break and retest above this $28 level. So multiple signs actually telling us that we will now see a rally. And with Academy traders, we perfectly just capitalized on this entire move towards the upside because there were so many signs, so many entry signals giving us entries and therefore actually allowing us to catch this entire move. First of all, you can see that it's not impossible to trade gold and silver. Just looking at the chart, looking at some higher time frame and doing basic technical analysis, you were already able to kind of spot those major trends. Now, obviously, once again, what we did with Academy traders, we simply followed our individual checklist right here, which perfectly gave us literally sniper entries and which allowed us to capture this entire move towards the upside. But even if you have no clue what you're doing, you can still go ahead and properly capitalize. Just click the first link in the description, join the free Swing Trading Academy, because also here, if you scroll back in the Trade Ideas channel, I over and over again shared gold, over and over again shared silver, and always told you that you have to buy those metals. Now we're just seeing the reward. Gold and silver are both massively exploding towards the upside, and God knows when this rally will end. Therefore, I'll see you in the free Swing Trading Academy. It's the first link in the description. There you will receive a bunch of free education, daily analysis regarding the most important assets. And if you have no clue about trading, or if you're already an advanced swing trader/investor, you will still find value in there. It's 100% free. I'll see you in the next video. Keep your long-term vision.